How many decisions have you made already today inside your business? Like, genuinely, think about that for a second. How many decisions have you made since you woke up this morning? What to eat, what to post, what to reply to, what to prioritize, what clients need following up with, what email needs sending, what content needs to be created. And it's not even lunchtime yet and you're already burnt out. And this is the number one thing that I see destroying business owners, especially service providers who work with people, and not that many people speak about it. Everyone bangs on about funnels and strategies and content and everything else, but nobody's really speaking about how mentally draining it is with decision fatigue as a business owner. When it comes to making big decisions, you ain't got anything left to do. And I've been there and I've lived this at 5 grand a month, 10 grand a month, and I've hustled my way a few years ago up to 100 grand a month, but it's all different with AI now, which I'm going to talk you through. So I'm going to walk you through 7 different ways that AI can support you with decision fatigue in different avenues of your business so you can focus on moving the needle forwards. So before we get into that, you need to understand what decision fatigue actually is. So this is basically where you are making multiple decisions on a small, bigger, medium level on a day-to-day basis in a string, and when it comes towards the back end of that, you're fatigued. So when you are doing it on low-level tasks, you're constantly burnt out. So think of it like a battery. A battery will only last so long, and every time you make a decision, it's using a bit more of that battery. That's like your brain and how that operates. So by the end of the day, when you're like, I can't be bothered, or I'll do it tomorrow, or when it comes around tomorrow, something else comes up, it's not the fact that you're not motivated to do the thing. It's to do with your cognitive capacity, and the problem that you're basically having is doing too many micro decisions. So what we're looking at here is your brain being used for hundreds of low-level activities and decisions. So when it comes to doing bigger picture stuff, which we really need your bandwidth for, you haven't got anything left. So let's get into it. The number one is content creation decisions, right? This is probably the biggest one for most of you, like it is for me and everybody else, right? Think about how many decisions you have to make with a single piece of content: the hook, the carousel format, the structure, what caption, what call to action, then posting, right? That's 10 to 15 decisions that you need to make for every single piece of content that you're putting out there. So when you're trying to do this manually from scratch all the time, there's no wonder that you get to fatigue with content. So what I've done here, and this is what I recommend and teach and do inside our program, is you train the AI system on your voice, on your offer, on your frameworks, on everything that you would do manually, but get AI to do it for you. So it will align your topics for you, your scripts, your captions, and everything else. But obviously when it comes to personal brand, always put your own finesse on it, right? So all that leaves you left after that point is to basically just review, edit. So instead of struggling from 3 to 4 pieces of content per week, you can be doing 30, 40, 50 easily. And this alone saves me hours per week. I wouldn't be able to count how many hours it saved me with that alone. Number 2 is client communication. If you're running a service provider business and you're working with people, communication is going to be something that will take out a massive, massive chunk of your day, deciding on how to reply to people. So what do I say to this person who is struggling? How do I frame this feedback? What resource do I need to send? How I structure this session? And a lot of these decisions are repetitive, and you're solving them basically, and it's great, and you're helping people in different ways. But every time that you're doing it, it's using so much bandwidth. So what you can do is basically have an AI that processes the messages that you are getting and puts it into a condensed structure that you can draft feedback to then send to them. You can use AI to support as a chatbot agent, never to replace you. I don't agree with that, but I have multiple GPTs that my clients have access to alongside Hawkbot as well. But if they want to speak to me, they speak to me. But if they want quick information, they can do that, and it saves me loads of time. Number 3 is offer positioning in the market right now. Can't begin to express how important it is. Everyone's second guessing their offers all the time, right? When you're a business owner, right, you're constantly second guessing your messaging. Everything you do is messaging, messaging, messaging. So when you're basically looking at changing a landing page or changing an email sequence or changing content, you don't need to guess it anymore. You can literally just run your offer and the messaging through AI to make sure that you've got repeatable structures and pain points on every single marketing channel that you've got running. So once your AI is trained on your niche, on the pain points, on the methodology, you can use it to generate anything. And I mean anything. You can build anything. Like, it's infinite, right? So rather than having to guess or using a different type of wording or using different elements, AI just maintains that level of consistency all of the time. So rather than coming in and doing a post based on what my mood's like, AI is going to support me to make sure that I am being obsessively consistent with the stuff that's going to make money, right? And a human cannot maintain that. There's no way on earth a human can maintain that level of structure, right? You can use it for messaging decisions. You can use it for messaging analytics. You can use it for everything, right? And the next one is task prioritization. So One of the biggest things that will drain your battery is waking up every single morning thinking about, oh my God, what do I need to do today? What is the most important thing that I should be doing? And most people don't have a system for this. They just look at their to-do list and figure it out in real time, which means that they're burning out the primal decision-making frontal cortex constantly just based on the to-do list. So AI can basically support you building out actual actionables on a week-to-week, on a daily basis, even down to an hour schedule. So it means that you're not having to mess about organizing it. You can just run that into a structure. So it will block time that you need to do for certain tasks. It will make sure that it's putting the cognitive hours into the biggest, most important elements. Brilliant for people who've got ADHD. And it'll basically constantly fix this. It's brilliant for organization. The next one is sales processes and follow-up decisions. So this is where decision fatigue is destroying a lot of people because, and to be fair, they don't even realize it. Think about it, right? When do I follow up? What do I say? How many times do I reach out? What objection handle should I use? Should I add urgency? Most people are making these decisions basically just on the reactivity on a day-to-day basis, and they're dropping leads because they're just guessing what type of response that they should be giving to someone. We have custom GPTs which people can screenshot their conversations into it, and it'll tell them how to respond and when to respond. So, but again, that's just inside my program, right? And these decisions will become difficult because the big decisions when it comes to booking calls or closing more sales, but most of the time people are just winging it, right? You can basically have a platform or GPTs like I do, or different areas where you can submit conversation scripts or where someone is at in a stage of a conversation, and it'll tell you exactly how to follow up, when to follow up, and give you that structure so you're not second guessing you all the time. Number 6, data analysis. I love data analysis with AI, right? So when you're trying to manually run and review data sheets, it's so difficult. You've got to think hundreds of different KPIs to think, am I making the right decision or am I not making the right decision? And often the biggest problem is how you are interpreting those numbers and what actions to actually take, right? And AI completely changed this. You just feed your data into it. Simple as that. All your content, all your email, all your sales, all your ads, all messaging, or anything, and instead of spending a day or hours having to review where these data sets are dropping down or where things are lower performing, you can literally just get automated feedback and maximum basically outputs on where you can improve all these different gaps in your business. Absolutely ridiculous. I love data analysis with it. And then the next one is the boring stuff, but it's the most important. That's why I've not included it at the start, and that is SOPs and documented processes. I can't begin to express what I can do with Claude at this point now in terms of not only just building SOPs, operations, content materials, entire courses in different languages or whatever it is, but if you want to have a high performance business, then you need to have standard operating procedures. And if you don't have standard operating procedures, you'll never be able to scale. It's as simple as that, because that's the standard operating procedure and the point of it. But rather than having to spend hours and days putting these documents together, you can literally have a call with someone who's in a new role and then turn that transcript into an SOP for them to follow. Done. Like, imagine that, but on repeat for every single element inside your business. So rather than having to second guess or taking months, like, this is going to go 1,000 times faster. It's going to be 1,000 times better than you can ever manually write it out. And it's just an absolute complete game changer for you. So yeah, this video is just on decision fatigue for AI. It's been without question the biggest win that I've personally had with using it, because it's enabled me with ADHD and ASD to focus on constant big picture thinking and big picture outputs all of the time, because all of my small day-to-day kind of marketing and content and answers and support is now taken off my plate. So it's not just changed my life in terms of decision making, but it's changed my life in terms of time and efficiency as well, but also like performance. Like, we are without question the best we've ever performed in terms of growth and sales for the coach consultant at the moment, and same for the clients that I'm working with as well, because you can simply just hit that level of accuracy that wouldn't be normal anywhere else. So I've put together a little bit of a assessment form which assesses your personal brand strength and how well you have adopted to AI. It's really easy, 20 questions, multiple choice, and it'll give you a report afterwards. But off the back of that report, I'll then give you a custom GPT which supports personal brand building and adopting to AI, which you can ask it loads of questions back and forth, and it'll give you a load of free help and support, guys. So if you want access to that free report, then you go to the description of my YouTube, or if you're on Instagram, just DM me test and I can fire it out to there, guys. See you on the next video.